In a quiet village surrounded by green hills, there lived a young boy named Thomas. Thomas was smart and full of dreams, but he had one big problem. He couldn't control his mind. His thoughts were like wild horses, running in all directions. When he sat down to study, his mind would wander to games, friends, or even things that hadn't happened yet. He would tell himself, "I'll focus later," but later never came. One day, Thomas's school announced a big math competition. Thomas wanted to win, but he knew his mind would not cooperate. He tried to study, but within minutes he was daydreaming or checking his phone. When the day of the competition came, Thomas failed miserably. He felt ashamed and frustrated. That evening, Thomas went to his grandfather, a wise old man who lived in a small cottage at the edge of the village. Thomas sat down and said, "Grandpa, I want to succeed, but my mind won't listen to me. It's always distracted. What should I do?" His grandfather smiled and said, "Come with me, Thomas. I want to show you something." He took Thomas to the riverbank, where the water flowed calmly. He picked up a small leaf and placed it on the water. "Watch the leaf, Thomas," he said. Thomas stared at the leaf as it floated smoothly downstream. But soon his eyes wandered to the trees, the birds, and the clouds. His grandfather noticed and said, "What happened, Thomas? Did you stop watching the leaf?" Thomas nodded, feeling a little embarrassed. His grandfather said, "Your mind is like that leaf. If you don't focus on it, it will drift away with every little distraction. But if you train it to stay focused, it will flow smoothly toward your goals." Thomas thought for a moment and asked, "But how do I train my mind, Grandpa?" His grandfather replied, "It's simple. Start small. Every day, sit quietly for 5 minutes and focus on your breathing. When your mind wanders, gently bring it back, just like you would bring your eyes back to the leaf. Over time, your mind will learn to stay calm and focused." Thomas decided to try it. The next morning, he sat quietly and focused on his breathing. At first, his mind kept wandering, but he gently brought it back each time. Days turned into weeks, and Thomas noticed a change. He could focus better while studying, and his mind didn't wander as much. When the next math competition came, Thomas was ready. He sat calmly, focused on the questions, and didn't let distractions take over. This time, he won first prize. Thomas ran to his grandfather and said, "Grandpa, I did it! I controlled my mind, and it helped me succeed." His grandfather smiled and said, "Remember, Thomas, the mind is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it becomes. Control your mind, and you can achieve anything." From that day on, Thomas practiced controlling his mind every day. He learned that success wasn't just about being smart. It was about having a disciplined mind. And with that lesson, he went on to achieve many great things in life. This story teaches us that controlling the mind is the key to success. Just like Thomas, we can train our minds to stay focused and achieve our dreams. All it takes is patience, practice, and a little bit of determination. If you found wisdom in this story, let us know in the comments, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe to see life through the lens of wisdom.